Barangay Santa Cruz, a Botanic Biodiversity Assessment. Let's begin by defining biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity is the variety of living things found in an area. There are two components to measuring biodiversity. These are richness, which refers to the number of species in the area, and evenness, the extent to which these species are evenly distributed. Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, or CSIRO, states that there are 5 values that form the core of the importance placed by humans on biodiversity. The first one is economic. Biodiversity provides humans with raw materials for consumption and production. Many livelihoods, such as those of farmers, fishers, and timber workers, are dependent on biodiversity. Second is cultural. The culture of a group of people is tied closely to their interactions with their immediate environment. Food sources, feeding habits, clothing, religious beliefs and practices are all shaped by the degree of biodiversity found in the environment. Third is scientific. A biodiverse environment provides a rich source of data to study the world with. Fourth is recreational. Biodiversity fuels adventure and exploration through activities such as birdwatching, hiking, camping, fishing, and boat sightseeing. Lastly, ecological support. Biodiversity provides many ecosystem services that provide rich oxygen supply, pollination of plants, good air quality, rich and clean water supply, and many others. Next, we will look at a brief profile of the community of Santa Cruz. Barangay Santa Cruz is located in Cebu City, a city within the province of Cebu, Philippines. The community has an area of 229,100 square meters. It is a highly urbanized and highly commercialized area, surrounded by notable landmarks and locations such as Baseline, Chonghua Hospital, Mango Street, Fuentes Circle, Vicente Soto Hospital, Osmeña Boulevard, Velas College and Hospital, Ramos Street, Southwestern University, Abellana Sports Complex, Cebu Normal University, and San Carlos University. Next, we will take a quick look of the community. Of the barangay was assessed through the Quadrat method. Quadrats are sample areas marked on the ground for assessment of the species present, their population, and distribution. In order to determine where to place the quadrats, I drew a grid on a map of the barangay. In this method, the placement of the quadrats are based on the intersecting points of the grid. This was chosen because I wanted to have an equal interval between the quadrats. Longitudinally, there is an interval of 20 pixels between quadrats, which is equivalent to 40 meters. Latitudinally, there is an interval of 25 pixels between quadrats, which is equivalent to 50 meters. The size of the quadrat is 1 meter by 1 meter. There are limitations to the assessment. First, private properties are inaccessible. Second, some intersecting points for quadrat placement are inside buildings or in private property, in which case they will be automatically labeled as having zero diversity. Results. Number 1, 50 out of 72 or 69% locations were marked as having zero diversity. Out of the remaining 22 locations that showed diversity, an overwhelming number of quadrats showed only 50% or less coverage. In other words, the community has demonstrated very low levels of botanic biodiversity. Recommendations. Number 1, more designated green spaces. Green spaces are pieces of land that are partly or completely covered with grass, trees, shrubs, or other vegetation. Number 2, vertical planting. Vertical planting is a technique that uses various resources to allow plants to extend upward on a vertical surface, such as a wall, rather than grow along the ground surface. Vertical planting is especially beneficial in places with limited free space. Lastly, providing locally sourced seeds and potted plants is recommended in order to encourage residents to cultivate greenery within their own homes, especially plants that are low maintenance and easy to take care and grow. There are lots of benefits to having green spaces within a community, such as 1, improved air quality, decreased temperature by up to 10 degrees, reduced noise pollution, reduced risk of developing diseases and psychiatric disorders, encouraging exercise, providing spaces for socializing, improved immune function through exposure to beneficial microbiota, helping to control soil erosion and nutrient loss, and increased productivity by up to 20% by improving concentration and lessening attention fatigue. A greener, healthier community begins with us. We can help improve our community by planting within our own homes, encouraging our friends and families to start planting, writing to our local government, and taking part in local community programs. What are we waiting for? Let's act now. Thank you for watching.